start with a statement?
Yeah, a lot of credit to Cincinnati. I thought they're, just watching them on film and watching out there, they're a tough, disciplined, really, really good defensive team. I thought our guys came out and really played hard, intense throughout the entire 40 minutes. I think I think that was our best performance throughout the 40 minutes. I thought we had times throughout the season where we've played good in spurts, but this is the first time we put together a full 40 minutes.
Wes was just in here and said you guys did a couple things defensively that kind of surprised him. As often as you switched ball screens with both bigs in, and the amount of times you went 2-3. Why? Did something you saw on tape, and how'd you like the execution in both of those situations?
It's something we've done all season. So, we have with the guys that we have, we're pretty versatile how we can play. So, just depending on the team that we play, we may switch things up here or there. But for the most part, those are all things that we've done.
Given the quality of competition, I would assume this is what you think is the best, most complete defensive performance you guys have had. What did you like the most?
Yeah, I thought we've played well probably in every game in spurts. It just comes down to playing well or playing our way for 40 minutes. Like, you can make mistakes within that time, but I think the thought process and the mindset was there throughout the full 40. I didn't think we had too many mental lapses throughout that time, and just brought it for 40 minutes.
How about the way you were able to finish the game off down the stretch, especially those two big three-pointers by Eric Dixon down the stretch?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How about the way you guys were able to close the game out down the stretch, especially with those three-pointers by Eric Dixon?
Yeah, I mean, we know Eric's a great offensive player. He makes great plays whenever he has the ball. Obviously he's probably one of, if not the best offensive player, definitely one of them in the country. But again, you hold that team to 60 points and 34% in the second half. I mean, that's big time. That's where we want to be.
What does a win like this basically help you guys the rest of the season going into Big East late?
I mean, I think we've been trying to get better all season. We got the result we wanted. More importantly, I think we played the way we wanted. So as long as we continued along this path, playing this way, we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, Eric, you had 31 tonight, and for those 2 dagger threes, you were 1 for 5, but still, you hit those 2 daggers when it counted most. What was going through your mind when you took those 2?
Nothing really. I shoot those shots every single day in the gym by myself, and my teammates trust me to get those shots off and knock them down. So, didn't really think about it at all.
It seemed like you were working a lot under the basket too. What did you see kind of from Cincinnati that allowed you to get into that position?
I was kind of just reading defense, taking what they gave me. They like to push guys down to the baseline, and so I just tried to get down there and kind of read it from there.
Jhamir, you guys kind of had the two-man game going with both Eric and Enoch setting screens. How do you think that development's coming along in your guys' offensive game with kind of the screen and roll game?
It's coming along pretty smoothly. I mean, we work on it day to day at practice, so just having them reps day to day, it's only grow from here. Working with them too.
Eric, given the way the season's gone, it's a loss you guys probably shouldn't have had. How much do you feel like you really needed a quality win against a quality team like this one, kind of get the season maybe going on the right track?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's nice to win, but I think, and he's gonna say it too, but we still gotta come back and get better. Go look at the film and try to see how we can build on this.
Is it frustrating at all knowing that this version is in there?
Frustrating. I don't think frustrating is the word I would say. I would say motivating. Trying to come every day and practice and be this tough and be this nasty. I think it's something we can try to do.
Jhamir, turnovers have hurt you guys a little bit this year. You had 9 assists and 0 turnovers tonight, though. So now that you've got 9 games under your belt, how do you feel yourself growing and integrating in this team?
Just keep tapping away and being a solid player, and just looking and not to make the fantastic plays, just making the solid plays. As long as we do that, we'll be great.
Coach, what did you see from Jhamir tonight? How big was he in helping you, have a smooth offensive performance against a good defensive team?
Well, I mean, Jig is just a great basketball player. He happens to be our point guard, but he does sees the game at such an elevated level. He sees the plays before they happen, can handle it, obviously makes great decisions, can shoot it, can make plays for other guys. So, when you have someone like that and you put him in pick and roll, you can put him in ISOs, he can break the press. He just does so many different things offensively for our team. So, dangerous player out there for the opposition. Thank God he's on our side.
Do you find yourself at times wanting him to be more aggressive, creating? I know a lot of times he's already shaking his head, but a lot of times Eric is being Eric, and you guys want to find Eric the ball. But Jake's been pretty efficient here to start. I mean, do you find yourself wanting more offensive?
Yeah, you know what? I've learned. I watch a lot of film, and it's crazy. I'll be yelling at him to shoot, or and then I go back and watch the play, and I'll be like, I see what he saw. And I just think he has an uncanny feel for the right play at the right time. So we're learning together as we grow here. He's learning our game. I'm learning his game, and he's learning what we want him to do. But I think he'll still get better as the year goes here. Starting to feel more comfortable with his teammates and understanding what we want to do offensively.
Coach, talk about a right play at a right time. That buzzer beater from Jake was huge. What does that mean for your team going into the halftime, bringing that momentum into the second half? Momentum plays I don't really believe in. I just think about every single play throughout the game. But when you have a guy like that, it's great for a coach knowing you got 8 seconds left. This guy's going to get a good shot for your team. He's going to make a right read. He's going to either get a shot for himself or someone else. So definitely a great blanket for a coach.
You're around these guys every day. How have they navigated, not just the two of them, the entire team, the ups and downs that this year has?
I think they've done a great job. We have some great leadership on the team. The two of these guys included. We've got some older guys who've been in spots, in some good spots and some tough spots previous to this year. I think our guys don't get too high or low. Game to game, hopefully, just this game, we had the result we wanted, but we're not satisfied. It's still a long season to go. So, we know that we have a lot to get better at, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Cincinnati necessarily believe in momentum plays, momentum wins. Same thing. I mean, you feel one great win over a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, I say like just human nature. I think that sometimes when you lose a game, you come back. Sometimes it can tear your team apart 100%, but I don't think that would happen to our guys, and it didn't. But sometimes it's a great motivator, right? And I think sometimes human nature says that when you win, you take a deep breath and you say, all right, we got it now. Right, and I think that's a challenge for any team after a win to say, all right, fine, we won that, we got the result, but we have to get better, and that's going to be a challenge of this team now. We won a game that on the outside is a huge game, but the reality is that regular season we got a little over 30. If you're lucky, you play a little over 40 games in the season, and you work the entire year for those 40, hopefully for 40-something games. So every game has to be a Super Bowl. Every single game, no matter what. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Doesn't matter if it's a tournament, one game, whatever it is. You just got to treat it like that in college basketball, or you're not going to have the results you want.
Cincinnati, went on a run there in the second half, cut it to 2. What did it, what did it say about your group that they were able to, push it back to double digits and claim the win?
Yeah, you knew they were going to make a run. You knew they weren't going to just say, okay, you guys are up, good. And they're a tough team, tough, talented, well-coached, disciplined team. You got to be able to take punches at this level. Teams are going to make runs. And to our guys' credit, I thought that we weathered the storm and really buckled down defensively and got some rebounds that we had to get to kind of squash those runs. And then had some timely, tough plays offensively as well.
And how crucial is it to have Eric to rely on during those stretches, where they send a punch, you can punch back pretty well?
Yeah. I'll keep saying I think he's, if not the best, one of the best offensive players in the country, one of the best well-rounded players in the country, I should say. Definitely thankful he's on our side.
As good as he is, and as great as he's been this year, any concern that he's being asked to do too much at all, or do you feel like he's doing just the right amount?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Given-
If he's asked to do too much?
Do you ever feel like he's asked to carry too much of the load, or do you feel like he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing?
I mean, I think each game will just dictate what happens. If your team's playing one-on-one, he's capable of scoring in high numbers. If teams, choose to double him, he can make make plays for other guys. Like I said, he's a mismatch nightmare in my mind. Somebody that can either do this if the game calls for it, or make plays for his teammates. I think he had like 5-6 assists last game. So whatever the game dictates, I think Eric Dixon will be comfortable doing.
How do you feel
But what?
about that?
I mean, I think it's great. I think we have a lot of talented guys that can put up points. Jiggs had 40 in his career as well. It's just,
As well, you never had 40.
I was saying, I was just saying, he's had 40 in college. And so for me, they give me the ball in those situations. I just try to make the right decision. And like you said, game-by-game basis is different. And I just try to look for my teammates when they're there.
Coach, the next game you're going to have is the Big 5 Classic against Temple. What are your initial thoughts about that matchup?
Give me a day. I'll go back. I haven't watched anything. I think I have no idea. We were focused on this game. Go back, get a night's sleep. I think these guys have off for a day. We'll start breaking them down.
Coach, last one, Luka had 10 rebounds. He got switched onto their big a couple times early, really battled down there. What do you think from his about his effort type plays? Show from the box.
Yeah, I thought he was amazing. The box score really doesn't, do it service. I thought he was amazing switching on to whoever he was on. He's a guy that can really cover ground with his speed and athleticism. He's stronger than you think. He's faster than you think. I thought he had an unbelievable block. He just really changes the complexity of your defense when he's playing like that. Plays the top of the press, almost got his hands on steel on a couple balls, but just continue to put game pressure on those guys. So, he gets 10 defensive rebounds. He was big time tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.